Hey gang, what's going on? Shea from the Shea Show. And yes, this is a current video. Y'all been seeing a whole bunch of my throwback videos, and the reason why I've been doing that is because anybody who's been following me for a length of time, since 2008, you guys know that YouTube took my original channel down in 2023, where I had 6,600 videos. Well, I was so down about that, I was going to just give YouTube up, and my daughter said, let me do some research and see what's going on, because there's always just because it's deleted from them, there's always a footprint somewhere. And she found a site, I think it's called Takeout Google or Google Takeout, either or. And when I put my email address in over there, all my videos came up. She was right, there's a footprint somewhere. And so I found all my stuff. So what I've been doing, I've been putting all my stuff over on Rumble, and I've been trying to slowly put some over here on this channel from time to time, without trying to raise too many flags for the YouTube, so they wouldn't take this channel down. So far, so good. So that's what all the throwbacks is all about. Just in case you're new and wonder, like, what's all this shit? Just throwbacks, things I've been doing over the year from 2008 to current. And it's the current year, 2026, and today is February the 14th, 2026. All right, I'm on the east side, and I used to tell this story about this place I worked at called Crown Enameling on 7 Mile and Mount Elliott. It's coming up. It's gone right now. And that's the place where I was making $10 an hour for the last 10 years. And I end up quitting because they said I could make no more money. It was right here. It was all right here. So let me see if I can explain a little bit of this for you real quick. There's a story about this park here too. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Okay, so Crown Enameling used to sit right there on this corner. It was a building right there, and that was like the alley right there. Let me see if I can explain this and give you guys a better visual picture. So, right straight ahead, I used to walk in the door right there. The parking lot was right over there, where that shrubbery is, almost to where that truck is. That's where the parking lot was for the employees. And so what happened was, when I walked through the door right here, this is called the zinc side. The zinc side simply meant that parts we was doing for Chrysler, they had to spray them with zinc. And on the other side was the iron side, where we spray painted axles. I was a high-low driver, and I also ended up being a shipping and receiving clerk. And right up in here, right past the pole, was the docks. That was the dock where I had to load the trucks. Right behind that, right beside that pole was like 2 docks. People would back in and I load their trucks. And so right over there where that sign with that for sale sign is, and the bus stop right there, there used to be this young man be sitting at the bus stop every morning going to high school. And it was still dark outside because I had to start at 6 o'clock in the morning. And I was scared the absolute shit out of him. I was like, I go to the window, I said, "Hey!" And he jumped out of his skin almost into the street. It was funny as hell, right? And he would come back to the window and look in the window to see who was doing that. I would do it to him like every other morning. I would do it. So sometimes I didn't do it because he was expecting to do it. He never knew it was me. He never knew it was me. Sometimes I would ride by my high-low, look out the window, and he'd be looking inside just to see if somebody's gonna come scare him again. So I waited for like a couple weeks, and then I did it again. I caught his ass again. Now, the park right here, let me go back here. Right in the front, there used to be some benches where we used to sit and eat our lunch. And sometimes the guys come over here to the store right here and get their beer and go behind the store and drink their beer and then go back to work at the lunch break. So I really had a really great time over here. And I was here for like 10 years. 10 whole years I was at this place. And by the time I left, they were still here for probably another 5 or 6 or 7 years after I left. And they moved on to Lynch Road on the east side. And they stayed over there until they actually went out of business. So a lot of the guys I was working with were still working there. They were still working there. Probably had about 30 years in doing the same thing. And they were still there. They were still there. And they went out of business. So I'm kind of glad that I ended up leaving. Because, like I said, it was different. It was different. Let me go around here. It's a shooting at that car wash. We was out here one day, and some people got into an argument, and gunshots just rang out right there at that car wash, right there. That wasn't the name of it back then, but I'm surprised it's still there. And we're sitting here watching the whole thing. Now, just because it's the 14th of February 2026 don't mean I'm gonna upload it on this day. I uploaded like 5 videos today, and YouTube has been really funny about how many videos I can upload. So I'm just telling you what the date is that I did this video. It might be tomorrow, it might be 2 days from now, but you know it's current. It ain't no throwback. All right, this is Filer. So I knew a lot of people in the neighborhood back then. So look what's happening over here right now. People was living in all these houses back then. I think it's still somebody lives over here that I know. To my knowledge, she still lives here. Her name is Valerie. And that's her house right there. I'm not certain. She still might live there. And I know the people who used to stay in this house right here. Teresa, she passed away some years ago. There was a lot of stuff happening back in the day. I'm telling you, a lot. Now the park over here, we were sitting there eating lunch, right? Let me go back down this way for a minute. We're sitting right in front of the job eating lunch. And at the time, this park, there was a whole bunch of fence going around this whole park back in the day. And we looked, and we seen 2 heads moving around right about where that big rock is. We was like, what's that? And somebody said, somebody over there in the grass, look like they having sex. I said, nah. And so nobody wanted to go over and look. But me being me, I said, I'm going to go ahead and look. And I walked right over to the fence. It was a guy and a girl. But it's grown. I think they was alcoholics, and they were sitting here having sex. Broad daylight, right there on the grass. Broad daylight. And I walked back across the street and said, yep, they're over there having sex. And it was pretty funny. So nobody else went over there. We just left them alone. We didn't bother with it. And we just finished our lunch and went on back to work. Working. Let me go down here real quick. All right, this is 7 Mile. 7 Mile and Mount Elliott. A lot of memories over here, buddy boy. A lot of memories. A lot of memories. Some good, some bad. There go Pookie. Now this Coney Island, I uploaded a video about my tire being, I was at a tire shop and I was trying to get the tire off. The guy couldn't get my tire off. It was right here. Same color. It was right there in that video I uploaded recently. It's a throwback. And right here is Lou's Coney Island. We used to eat breakfast out of this place every morning. Every morning. He's in prison now. I think he got like 50 years. It was attempted murder, and they gave him 50 to 70 years because the girl didn't die, but she really messed up, which happened to be my goddaughter Tavia, who you've seen in some of my earlier videos. Shot her right in the head. So I know he's still in prison. They gave him 50 to 70 years, so I know he's still in prison, but his family's still running the Coney Island over there. Plus you guys get a chance to get a nice ride. This is 7 miles, so I was going to snake over and go to Davidson, but that would put me back on the west side a little bit faster than I want to be, since I haven't done an updated video for a while. So I just figured I'll just stay here. And I can take this all the way down to Livernois. It's going to take me to the west side. Now, we're still on the east side. Technically, we're still on the east side. Yeah, I think I'll upload this video tomorrow. Like I said, today is the 14th. I uploaded 5 today, so I'm not going to do it. Because when I try to do 6, YouTube sent me this verification code to say, verify yourself or wait 24 hours. Last time I verified myself on my second channel, that's when they took it down and said, it's you again. So now I just wait 24 hours. And then I'll do another 5 or 6 videos. I forgot the name of this high school over here. This is right here on 7 Mile and Ryan. What is this high school? Pershing. This is Pershing High School. I'm not even certain if they, no, they're not. I don't think they're still in session no more over here. I think it moved somewhere else off of Kelly Road, I believe. So I don't think it's still an active high school at this point. I don't think it is. I might be wrong, but I don't think it is. And I'd like to thank everybody who've been following me, the new followers, new subscribers, and all my old folks who just finding me for the first time. I got so many people saying, Shea, I didn't know you were still around. When your channel disappeared, we thought something happened to you. It died or something. No, the way YouTube works, I guess, you know, when your channel is gone and people been following you for a long time, you know, they just figure you just gave it up. So my other channel was like Pro Shea 01. And so if you put that in right now, it's not going to come up. So I named this channel, obviously, The Shea Show. So when you Google The Shea Show, I'll come right up. Try to make it easier. So that's how a lot of people have been finding me. They said, let me put The Shea Show in. Maybe he's still around. And a lot of people have been finding me just based on that. All right, what is this? Coney and 7 Mile. And so I'm doing a recent updated video because obviously I've been doing a lot of throwbacks. And because it's wintertime, I don't do a lot of work in the wintertime no more. Early on, if you see some of my old videos, I got a lot of videos where I was working through the winter when it's cold, 10,000 feet of snow. I don't do that no more. I quit doing that shit years ago. So we got one project that we are working on currently right now. It's Doc's place. It's that 3 unit that we've been working on. We've been working on that damn thing for like 5 months so far. So that's the only thing that we got current, because I knew already when we first got in that place. I told him, I said, Doc, I said, this place gonna take at least 5 months before we finish this place, and we're gonna be into winter time. So he was okay with that. So that's the only thing we got going on right now. And that was still, believe me, that was still a chore to even do that. It's Valentine's Day, this man-made holiday. Well, happy Valentine's Day to people who still believe in that shit. But I'll say it to you anyway. I don't believe that you have to have a certain day on the calendar to do something nice or buy something for somebody. My wife, she didn't really care about that because she knew I bought her stuff all the time, year round. I didn't have to wait for one particular day out of the year for somebody to say, hey, it's this time of the year, go ahead and buy Pooquish or something. No, I didn't do that. If I care for you, I'm going to always do for you. I'm going to always buy for you. There's times I rode down the street and seen a nice dress in the window and I turned around. I knew my wife's size already. I would go in there, buy that dress because I knew her style. And then I would go to a shoe store and match up some shoes to the dress I just bought. And I was working. And I would go home and walk in and hand it to her. She said, what's this? I said, I was thinking about you, honey. I was out and I seen this nice dress in the window and these shoes, and I said, I bought them for you. Here you go. She said, oh, thank you. And I give it to her, and I leave and I go back to work. So I always done that. So I mean, I'm not trying to knock nobody's hustle for Valentine's Day, none of that. It's just, I just personally don't believe in buying something and doing something for somebody one time out of the year. I don't think I should have to wait one time to give you flowers or candy or some type of stuffed Pookie Bear or any of that shit. I don't see the need in doing that. I can do that anytime. But like I said, not for nobody's hustle. Just, it is what it is. It's just that I'm not into it because I buy all the time and I do all the time. No, you can't turn here, bruh. The sign says you can't, no turns. Yeah, she like a new driver. John R coming up? If it is, I'm going to show you something else. It is. Okay. I got a video, I just uploaded an old video with me and Dave on this place over here off of John R. Tim and DC owned this property. And it's the one where the drug dealers, not the drug dealers took over place, that was Dan's place on the east side. This place, remember, they set up a grow operation in the basement. I uploaded that video too. And I called the police, and in the video you can see the police came out. So I'm gonna take you by there real quick. I told him not even buy that damn place. But since it was like $2,500, but Shea, it was only $2,500. I said, yeah, but you ain't got to deal with that shit. I do. It's on the dead end street too. Hillsdale. I don't think there's nothing over here no more. That house is even gone. Last time I've been over here, that house is gone. Should be coming uphill there. So one way. Let's see. I think it's right here, hill down. It says one way, but it's a dead end street, so I don't care about all that. I'm just gonna go down here anyway. How do you make a dead end street and there's no way to even come around through here? Look at this, everything is gone. Now if you see my other videos, there's a few houses over here. But it's nothing over here now. It's all dead and gone. Even Tim's place. Watch that video when I called the police and they came out. Because the squatters set up a grow operation in the basement. And it was right, the house was right here. That's where the house was. And it was the house next door that was right here. And it was a couple of houses that was over here. So it's all deserted land now. There's nothing over here. Let me back up. Let me back out and get out of here now. Okay. Okay. Just show you how much things change over the years. Remember, this is 2026, and when this happened over here, this was about 2011, 2012 when this happened. Look at it now. Still never understood a one-way street. There's no other way you can get in and out of here but this way. So it didn't make no sense to turn this into a damn one-way street. It really didn't. Hey, old Pookie. Somebody said, "Damn, Shea, why you call every black person Pookie?" No, I don't. I call everybody Pookie. I call my grandkids Pookie. I got videos where I call my grandkids Pookie. It's just an ongoing thing with me. Pookie is just a thing I've been saying for years. So people, don't take that shit personal. Shit. I even called myself Pookie in some old videos. I said, "Damn, I made a Pookie move. I'm such a Pookie." Nice houses over here. Now, if I keep going straight ahead, which I am, we're going to run into Palmer Park. So that means we're in the Highland Park area. All right, Palmer Park. That was the place to be. Y'all know the story I told about the young lady that I picked up, and we went to Palmer Park to look at the ducks and all that shit. I said, "Hey, we're gonna look at the ducks and hang out and shit." And I end up at a gay bar. I'll show you that in a minute. But this is Palmer Park. This is where I took it, right here. This used to be a family park back in the day. But now it's just like, well, they're starting to slowly turn back into a family park. But the small parking lot over here now is where, nothing against the HBQ XYZ people or whatever y'all call yourselves. I don't know. Anyway, that's where all the gay folks hang out, in the small parking lot over here. It wasn't like that back in the day. They have a good time. You know, don't bother nobody. Don't bother nobody. We don't bother them. Everybody needs their own hangout, where they need to go. Why the camera make it seem like these numbers is jumping? It's not jumping. Maybe it got something to do with the camera, because it's not those the speedometer is not jumping at all. But when I watched the video back, I said, why did everything jump? Why the numbers jumping? It's not jumping. Maybe it got something to do with the camera. I don't know. The building's empty over there. Look at that. Okay. So anyway, that's why I took her. I took her here. I said, yeah, let's go to. I'll take you out to the park, and you know we can watch the ducks and shit. As soon as I pour it in, right there, I'm gonna pour it through here real quick. I don't know nobody think I'm stopping in here because I'm part of the LBGQXYZ folks, nothing like that. But anyway, so I'll pour it in here, like I'm doing right now. We're gonna get out of here, and soon we park, we walk straight that way, and ducks was coming right across. Okay. So, if you ever come to Palmer Park in the summertime, you know, if you know, nothing against gay folks, you know, everybody's people to me, shit. You know, that's the side you want to hang outside, that's the side to hang out over here. Now, if you just like bringing your kids and your little family and want to hang out, you come to the big parking lot over here. You come on this side. And you go through here. That's the big parking lot. That's what, if you want to just come out and hang out and not looked at a certain way, then you come over here and hang out over here. Puquisha. Now, she said, "What are we going to eat?" Well, at the time, I didn't have no place to go. I was just trying to see if I can get with her and see what happened before I got a chance to spend the money, right? So I didn't know where to go, so I was riding around. And so when we left, I ride around the whole area. I didn't know where the hell to go because, you know, so I said, let me ride around. So then I came back this way, right? I'm walking back through the whole story. So she was like, so where the place at? It's coming in. We'll be there real soon. Yeah, So I'm coming through here like I'm doing right now, right? And I made a right. Right here, coming up, right? Coming up, I made a right. Anybody who heard this story, you guys actually get a chance to be part of the story right now. As I'm telling the story, I made it right here. I'm riding around. I said, okay, well, that nice stuff over here. Okay, it's all good. Yeah, over here. So now I'm panicking because she wondering what we going to go eat. So, right up here is 6 Mile. So I made a right here. Right yonder. So I'm not knowing what to do at this point, so I said, let me just keep riding around. So I turned, like I'm turning right here, and I seen this place coming up. I said, oh, okay, right here. That's where I'm going right here. We're going right here. She said, right here? I said, yeah, right here. And it's still here. Minjo's. Somebody's parking the car out here for people at the time, and it looked really nice. And I said, okay, well, we pulled in, parked, gave the guy a quarter or 50 cents, whatever the hell I gave him and stuff. We walked in, it was like really dim inside there. And we went to the back, we sat down, somebody took away in the back, and we just kind of like dim, and I'm looking at the menu and shit. And I heard her say, so, you come here all the time? I said, oh, yeah, Shea, I was just here yesterday, blah, 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 right? She said, oh, okay. It was something about the way she said, oh, okay. I said, let me look up. And I looked up, there was 2 guys on the floor dancing and kissing, and over in the corner, there's some other guys hugging up. And I said, oh my God, I'm in a freaking gay bar. I think it's still a gay place to this day. Minjo's. And at that point, I was totally embarrassed. So I said, listen, hey, look, I don't come here. I just said that shit to impress you, blah, blah. She said, no, it's okay. I said, no, the fuck it ain't okay. I ain't never been here in my damn life and stuff. I was trying to impress you, blah, blah, blah. She said, no, we can stay. I said, no, we can't stay. Well, technically we couldn't stay because I didn't bring that kind of money. I looked at the damn menu with swordfish and octopus and rhino. I said, what the fuck? This National Geographic? What kind of place is this? I know I didn't have that kind of money shit. I think I had McDonald's, Burger King money in my pocket and shit. I figured I thought I was gonna have her in the bed way before I paid her. Shit, that's what I thought. So that's that story. So you want to hear the rest of that story, more stories, you go to my Shea Show Real Talk channel on YouTube. You can hear these same stories and more stories on top of that. All right, we're on, where we're at? 6 Mile. No. We're on Hamilton. My bad, we just left 6 Mile. We're on Hamilton. What the hell's wrong with this person? Well, she's not gonna ride me because she can barely walk, so I had my window down. Get out of here. I had my window down, but I ain't gonna worry about it. She can't do nothing. One thing about it, you guys get a nice ride video today. Most of you guys love these riding videos. This is not a grow operation. Nope, it's an empty building. Now we are officially on the west side. We've been on the west side for a while, so we started off on the east side. Now we're on the west side. West side. See something here. The windows are clean. It's just wintertime and got that haze on the window. Can't help that. Focus Hope. Trying to get some training. They got a training program here at Focus Hope. So if you know some young kid, 17, 18, 19 years old, not working, sitting at home playing Xbox and PlayStation and all that stuff they doing, contact Focus Hope, and they got training programs and get them kids out the house. All right, we are on Oakman Boulevard. This building coming up where Wendell used to own, the guy from Australia. I had a lot of videos in this place. Matter of fact, I uploaded a lot of them. They're on Rumble. They're not on this channel, but they're on Rumble. You know the videos where the Australian guy stuck on the roof of the building? That building, the 10 unit. It's right there. We were rehabbing that whole place. See, it's all put together now. Took a long time, but it's finally all together. Got a million stories about that damn place. And a whole bunch of videos as well. Now, if anybody remember this building back in the day, my earlier videos, you know it didn't look like this back then. There wasn't no wrought iron fence around this place. None of this stuff. None of this. We did a lot of work in this place. Look at it now. I got videos all over this damn city. The more I think about it. Detroit is a really, 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 really big place. I've been here all my life, and there's still parts of the city I have never been in and seen for the first time. And I'm 66 years old, and I'm born and raised here. I know a lot of the city, but when I started doing this, years ago, I started finding places in the city that I didn't even know exist. All right, this is Livernois coming up right here. I hate when they put these islands up. I had to go all the way down here so I can turn around and go back that damn way. That's the worst thing they ever could have did when they put all these islands up like this. I gotta go back the other way. Look how far I gotta come down just to go back where I'm trying to get back to. See? I came out down there where the gas station is. Yes, man, I was trying to get a little hustle going on. Once a year, make a couple of dollars once a year, instead of finding out ways to make multiple streams of income throughout the year, not just once a year. You'd be surprised how many people wait just one time out of the year to make all this stuff up so they can start selling. There used to be a gas station over here to my right. There used to be a gas station. Now, it's a tire shop. See, we came out over here. And D&L, I said this before, right there, that liquor store. Back in the early 70s, that used to be the movie house. I seen Superfly there. Right there, now it's the liquor store. That used to be the movie house, right here in the neighborhood. I had a little shoe shine box my father made for me. I used to be sitting, get back, Pookie. God bless freaking America. What you hell you doing? I used to sit right out front shining people's shoes for a quarter. Right out front. Made me enough money to get in and watch the movies. Like $1 to get in. Like 50 cents for popcorn. Now you go get popcorn in the damn movies like $19. And you get popcorn in a pop. 19 bucks. Or 20. And right here on the corner here, this Wear Master Muffler used to be a standard Amoco gas station. One of my first jobs, pumping gas. Right here. And the gas back then was like, I think it was 35, 45 cents a gallon. And when it went up to 55 cents a gallon, people was ready as hell. Laverne's store was right here. I played in the band. We used to play in the basement. Laverne was like, give me some of that vibe. Meaning he said we was too loud. Turn that shit down. My neighborhood. This neighborhood I grew up in. I end up buying this house. Those guys is tearing up. I sold it. I bought this house right here in a tax sale. I still own this house right here. My client in California bought this place in tax sale in 2015 for $5,000, and he ended up losing it like 3 or 4 years later. I didn't know it. And went back to the tax sale. I was lucky enough to find out about it, and I bought it for $20,000. I lucked up because the tenants who was in that place, I put them in there, so I knew they was paying their rent. So I knew it was worth $20,000. I mean, they're probably right now probably worth $140,000 right now. People been asking me that want to sell. I said, why? I'm getting a regular income out of it. I own it free and clear. $120,000 ain't no damn money. Not in today's market. It really ain't. Y'all see my video I did, the before and after? Is that house right there. Now, what are you doing here? you know, I'm just going to go around him, because when you hit the horn for people like that, they want to start shooting and shit, knowing they're wrong. Knowing they're wrong. The before and after video, when my guys had this house, was gutted, and we put it back together from scratch, it's right there. People living in there right now. So I grew up on this street. We moved over here in 1962. Miss Proctor lived here. She passed on. Mr. Davis lived there. He passed on. His son's at the property right now. Mr. Holt lived right there. So I ended up buying that property. This is where I grew up, right here. This is our family house, which is still our family house to this day. And we bought that one. And we bought Mr. Curtis' house. It was right here. And the tax sale, I bought this one for, you ain't gonna believe it, $600 in the tax sale. This one, I still own this one too. So I bought a lot of houses right here in the neighborhood that I grew up. Who would ever figure? It's a house around here I paid $4,900 for back then too. I ride down the street, because this is my neighborhood, right? And I'm buying stuff over here. And so I ride down the street and I seen this house with a Treasure Homes and a house for sale. And I said, it was like a 2-family flat, right? So I called. I said, damn. I said, is this house still available? They said, yeah. I said, how much you want for it? They said, $4,900. I said, $4,900? I said, where you located? Where you located? I went to here and get it, right? So I ran to the bank and I got $4,900 out fast. And I went down there, and by the time I got down there, I was sweating, because I didn't want, his phone started ringing. People said he was saying, the people in here be buying the house right now. It's this house right here. I had bought it for $4,900 right here. $4,900 I bought the house for. And we were doing the paperwork. His phone was ringing off the hook. He said, yeah, I'm doing the paperwork now. Somebody just buying it right now. So I lucked up. Just think, had I not been there within that hour, I would have lost that deal. I don't know how long this video is, but it gotta be kind of long. I've been recording for a while. Okay, we're back on Liver Noise. That used to be Uniroyal Tire back in the day. You get your tires there. And they've been out of business for years. Now what it is, now somebody bought the building and turned it into a place where you can come rent for parties and bar mitzvahs and all that kind of shit. So I've seen a lot of changes over here over the years. A lot. All right, let me get ready to shut this down, because I know this video is like 16,000 hours long. Let me see. Right now. It is... God bless America. 49 minutes and 37 seconds. All right, this is Shea from the Shea Show, and we'll see you at some location coming up real soon.